Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving deep into a really important part of GST compliance, Form GSTR-4A. Now, if you're a taxpayer under the composition scheme, that simpler plan for smaller businesses, then this explainer is absolutely for you.
Okay, so if you're a business owner using the composition scheme, I bet you know this feeling all too well. It feels like you're droning in this alphabet soup of GST forms, right? It's just so easy to get completely overwhelmed trying to figure out, okay, which one do I file, which one do I check, and which ones do I just look at?
Well, that's exactly why we're here. Our goal today is to make this one form, GSTR-4, so crystal clear that you will never, ever be confused by it again. Let's tackle it. All right, so let's start right at the beginning. The absolute basics. What in the world is this form? Honestly, the best way to think about it is as your own personal automatic shopping list. Okay, so the official government speak is that it's an auto-drafted, read-only statement. But let's just stick with our shopping list idea because it makes way more sense. Imagine this. Every single time one of your registered suppliers sells you something, they automatically add that item to a digital shopping list just for you. You can see the list, you can check it out, but you can't change a single thing on it. That is GSTR-4A in a nutshell. So how does this magical list get made? It's actually a super simple three-step process that happens behind the scenes. Step 1, your supplier files their returns, like GSTR-1 or GSTR-5. Step 2, the big GST network computer crunches all that data, and then boom, just like that, the invoice for your purchase automatically appears in your GSTR-4A. You literally don't have to do anything. And this right here, this brings us to probably the single most important rule you need to know about GSTR-4A. This quote from the source material says it all loud and clear. You cannot edit this form, you cannot file this form. It is for one thing and one thing only, and that is viewing. Okay, so if it's just for looking at, what exactly are we looking at? Let's peel back the curtain and take a quick peek inside the form. We're going to see exactly what your suppliers are reporting to the government about their sales to you. So the form's broken down into a few key sections. Think of tables 3A and 3B as the main event. This is where all your B2B invoices, your purchases from other registered businesses are all going to show up. Then you've got table 4. This is kind of like the adjustments department. If a supplier gives you a credit note because you returned something, it's here. If they had to fix a mistake on an old invoice, yep, those corrections pop up right here too. Okay, get ready because we are coming to the most critical concept. This is the big aha moment. This is the idea that will completely change how you see this form forever. It is not another piece of homework for you to do. Think of it as a cheat sheet. And this here just perfectly illustrates the difference. Look, on one side, you have GSTR-4A. It's read-only, it's auto-generated, it's just for looking at. It is the shopping list your suppliers made for you. But then on the other side, you have GSTR-4. That is the actionable return, the one you have to manually prepare and file with the government. That's the final checkout, where you confirm everything you bought. You see the difference? Use the shopping list to make the final checkout way easier and more accurate. So, let's get right to it. The crucial point is this. If you remember only one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. You don't file GSTR-4A. You use it. It's a tool. It's a reference, it's a guide to help you accurately prepare the form you actually do file, which is GSTR-4. And really truly understanding that GSTR-4A is just a read-only helper, well, that's the key to avoiding some really common, and let's be honest, potentially expensive mistakes. So let's be super clear about what you can't do. Okay, so here's a question we get all the time. You're looking at your GSTR-4A and you notice, hey, wait a minute, my supplier totally forgot to add an invoice. Or maybe, whoa, they put in the wrong amount here. And the natural next thought is, can I just go in and fix it myself in GSTR-4A? The answer to that question is a clear, simple, and absolute no. No way, you cannot. And let me be perfectly clear about this. You can't add that missing invoice. You can't edit the wrong invoice value. You can't delete an entry that you think is incorrect. You cannot make any changes whatsoever. The only person on the planet who can fix a mistake that shows up in your GSTR-4A is the supplier who made the mistake in the first place. They have to fix it by amending their own return. All right, so now we know the rules of the game. Let's apply them to a couple of common real-world situations that, pop up all the time. Okay, scenario 1. What happens if a supplier is late? Let's say it's quarter 1. You've already filed your GSTR-4, you're all done, but then after you filed, your supplier finally gets around to filing their return for an invoice from Q1. What happens? Well, the system doesn't have a time machine. It can't go back. Instead, that late invoice will just pop up in the GSTR-4A for the next period, so you'll see it in your Q2 statement. Now, for those of you who run higher volume businesses, there is one really important little detail you have to know. You might have a lot of invoices, maybe even more than this. Here's the deal. The GST portal will only show you up to 500 invoices right there on the screen. If you have more than 500 in a single period, and a lot of businesses do, you absolutely have to download the Excel file to see the complete list. It's such a critical step, because if you don't, you could easily miss something when you're trying to verify all your purchases for your actual GSTR-4 return. Okay, let's bring it all home. Let's recap. Just remember these 3 core ideas about GSTR-4A. Number 1, it's auto-drafted. Number 2, it is strictly read-only. And number 3, and this is the big one, it's just a reference tool to help you out. And here it is, your final cheat sheet. Let's just boil it all down. What is it? It's an auto-drafted and read-only form. What is its purpose? To be a helpful reference tool. And what is your action? Simple. You use it to double-check your purchase data before you file your actual return, Form GSTR-4. That's the whole story. Pretty simple when you break it down, right? You know, just by shifting your perspective, by stop seeing GSTR-4A as another annoying task and starting to see it as a helpful tool, you've already made your compliance process so much simpler. So really, the only question left is, now that you've got this clarity, what part of the tax puzzle are you going to conquer next? Thanks for joining us.